Welcome to J Hart Model Works. I'm Justin, and in the next episode on the Ford GT, we're going to focus on the interior. Welcome to my workbench. Let's get started. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start with our interior tub. Now, I know that the interior on the Ford GT is supposed to be black, but I don't like black interiors, and there's two reasons why I don't like black interiors. The first, from a real-world perspective, I live in Texas, and in the summer, black interiors get ridiculously hot. The second reason, and the more modeling related reason why I don't like doing black interiors, is that you can't see any detail on a black interior car. A black interior absorbs light, so when you're looking in, all you see is black. I did a recreation of my 1-to-1 Toyota GT86. The interior is black. You can see none of the detail that's in that model kit. There's like 4 different shades of black. There's some textured black that goes on the door panels to give it that, I think Toyota called it Grand Lux, but it's really like a fake Alcantara. I mean, there's just all sorts of stuff that I did in there, and you can't see any of it because it's just a black interior car. Now, when you go with a lighter interior, you've got more light bouncing around on the inside of the interior, so you actually can see more of the detail, and that's why I went with a gray on this. If I were to be able to afford a 6-figure supercar like a Ford GT, I could probably afford to have the interior redone on it as well. So this is my model, and in my model, this Ford GT's got a gray interior. So we've got our floor mats in here from our floor mat episode. If you want to catch that tutorial, there's going to be a card to that right there. We've got our photo etch brake and gas pedals. Those came out quite well. Our start stop button, which I did with some Vallejo silver and then touched over that with a little bit of Tamiya clear red. We've got our knobs and switches down here that are done with some gloss black, some Tamiya XF1, not XF1, that's flat, X1. And I did the buttons with my mechanical pencil, where I just take and dip the pencil in the paint and then use the pencil lead as my paintbrush. The rest of the interior is done in some Tamiya dark gray. We have our door panels, also in the Tamiya dark gray. We have added some carbon fiber to the top section in here. Did some flat black with some Vallejo silver around the trim for the AC vents. I was going to do this center panel in the bright purple, but I decided that was going to be too much. So I opted instead just to do the purple on the armrests, which I really think turned out nice. It's a bit of an accent, but it's not just overwhelming. The purple I used is Vallejo's Game Air Alien Purple. This is a nice light purple. I had 6 or 7 different acrylic purples from multiple different brands that I tried, and this was the purple that I settled on. I think that's a really nice kind of a bright poppy accent. Also in there we've got the photo etch speaker grills down here. The door cards came out nice. We have our seats, which again we did our accents in the alien purple, and I went ahead and did like this part of the seat as well. We have our seatbelt catches from the detail upset from Hobby Design, as well as this ribbed metal center section, and the headrest logos came out of that as well. I don't know where those are supposed to have come from, but I repurposed them and stuck them in here. I thought about doing the carbon fiber on these sides, but I just felt that it wasn't going to be a noticeable enough effect, so I just did them in a little bit of gunmetal. Moving on to our dashboard. So base on this was dark gray. Did a little bit of masking to get this flat black on the defrost vents. This upper panel I did in the gunmetal gray and then covered it in some of the Scale Motorsport carbon fiber. I think it took me 4 times before I finally got this to go down properly. So I think it feels like I used half a sheet of carbon fiber trying to get this part covered smoothly. But I finally got it. It looks really nice. We did our accent panels. These are white normally in the kit. I went ahead and did these in the alien purple and used some Tamiya accent panel liner just to highlight this seam in here. I believe this is the airbag cover for the passenger side airbag. We have our gauge cluster, some buttons in here, some buttons around our entertainment center. I did not like the decal that came with the kit for the infotainment center. It's just this decal number 29. It's just a black square with the GT logo in it. What I did instead was I took a screen capture from a Shmi 150 video that showed his infotainment center with some GPS coordinates on it, and I took that into Photoshop, straightened it out so it was square and flat, cleaned it up a little bit, and reprinted it on some Expert Choice decal paper. Expert Choice is made by the same people that make bare metal foil. I just added a small black border around it to make it easier. Because there is white on here, I went with the white decal paper, and that gave me a much more realistic infotainment. If we can get in there on the bottom, you can even have a couple of buttons in there on the bottom of that touchscreen. So that's the dashboard. And last but not least, we have our steering wheel. I'm not entirely certain. I think this was the decal that goes on the back of the car, but since I'm using the photo etch piece from the detail set, I just repurposed that decal. The steering wheel is based in the dark gray. I used some XF18 semi-gloss black from Tamiya to do the top and bottom for the leather portions there. And then we just used our 0.3mm mechanical pencil with some gloss black and some flat black to do all the buttons on the steering wheel. The photo etch shift paddles look really nice. Those look much better in my opinion than the kit pieces. The kit pieces are really thick, and that's the steering column. So that's all of our interior pieces. So I'm going to go ahead, and when I run back, I'll have this fully assembled and have some seat belts included, and I'll show you the finished interior. And we're back with our final assembly, our interior. Seems to have gone together nicely. Got our seat belts in, got the back glass in. Carbon fiber lines up nicely. Also have our engine completed. Went ahead and did the carbon fiber on this engine cover. That all went together nicely. Way these sit, you have a couple round notches on the chassis. They're just supposed to line up with those holes there.
bottom of your engine, you have 4 locating pins. There, 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 and there. Front 2 go into the back of the interior, and the back 2 go here and here. It all sits together just like that. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving me a like. Leave me some comments, feedback, anything you want in the comment section below. I do read and reply to my comments as much as possible. Also, if you're not a subscriber, please consider clicking the subscribe button and clicking that bell notification icon so that you can be notified when I release new videos. And as always, thank you and have a great day.